Imagine if instead of the brain-dead training mode in Demon Slayer, or instead of going through a series of random battles in My Hero Arcade mode, you had a game mode like this. Sounds too good to be true, but some games are actually already doing this. I've been asking for this feature for such a long time, and I really think it should become a standard for fighting games, for the whole genre. 2D fighters, arena fighters, maybe even more. But let's just focus on the fighters for now. So what is it exactly? Have you guys ever played a combo trial in a fighting game? Any fighting game. The game has a set of combos for you to try with each character, and each combo gets progressively harder than the previous one. While combo trials have a big flaw, it's impossible for the developers to predict what the community is going to come up with. You may be developing a game and you think, well, this is going to be the optimal combo for this character and this is how this character is going to be played. But 2 weeks later, the community has figured something out that completely changes the whole concept. For this reason, the combos that you see in trials are never seen as the thing you should do in a match. It's more like a fun challenge for you to try out, and you might find something useful about a character along the way. But what if instead of having the developers make these trials, we have the community building them? Communities eventually figure out something better, and in fighting games, usually communities just elevate fighting games to a whole other level. They organize themselves in Discord servers, they share tech, they make everyone better at the game. They make everything better, just like you guys are gonna make this channel better by subscribing down there. Just scroll down real fast. If that subscribe button is red, make sure to click it. Make it gray. We're shooting for 500,000 subs this year, and we can only do it with your help. Thank you very much. I first had the idea of community-built combo challenges when I was playing Rocket League. Rocket League gives players the tools to create a multitude of challenges. These challenges will help you with movement, with accuracy, with pretty much every aspect you need to improve at the game. And this is just too perfect for fighting games to ignore. Now, there was a fighting game that did this a while ago, Them's Fighting Hurts. That's right, the My Little Pony inspired fighting game actually had this feature. Well, sort of. It doesn't look like an official thing supported by the developers because you gotta dig into the game files, and you can still actually dig into the game files and change the trials that the game comes with to the trials that you can actually record. So there is technically a tool in Them's Fighting Hurts that you can use to create combos and share them. And people have been sharing them on Discord servers, and it works great for the most part. The game already had a few trials of its own, but it also allows you to record combos. People found where these recorded combo files are stored, so they're able to pull those files, and if you move them just to the right folder, they will show up in game immediately. You don't even need to close the game and reopen it again, you can just do it on the fly. And if you're careful with how you name these files, you could even make a combo challenge, you know, a little playlist with increasing difficulty as the combos go. Now, Them's Fighting Hurts came out back in 2018. Why the hell am I talking about this now? Even though this was a feature that fans of the game loved, it didn't make a big splash in the industry when it was discovered. Well, the reason why I'm talking about this today is because a bigger game has just done the exact same thing. And this time, you don't need to mess with in-game folders, it all happens in-game. I'm talking about Guilty Gear Strive. Now, a big part of Guilty Gear games for me was the combo trials. I had a ton of fun going through the combo trials in Exert, for instance, but Strive launched without this feature. There were a few combo trials, but it's like 5 combos per character and pretty basic stuff overall. Now, back when I reviewed Guilty Gear Strive, I definitely spoke about this, but also they had already announced that the community combo trial game mode was going to be added later, and the date finally happened this past Friday. As you might expect, there are already a ton of combo trials for you to try out for pretty much every character in the game. And it's not just combos, there's also set play. You can learn new mix-ups and how to properly react to specific situations. And this is all created by the community in-game, which is a big step up from Them's Fighting Hurts, which despite being a game that's available both on PC and consoles, because you have to mess with the game files, you can't really use this feature if you're not on PC. That said, the Guilty Gear Strive system is but a great first step. It's not exactly what I had in mind, and there's still plenty of room for improvement. First of all, the HUD. This menu could be a lot clearer, but the menu style in Strive made it so the whole thing looks confusing and clunky. Once you get used to it though, there are actually a decent number of filters in case you want to find a specific combo for a specific character. I like that you can choose tags when you create combos, so you can tag your challenge as a corner combo or meterless or stuff like that. Then, when you select the combo you want to practice, it loads into a match and you try it out. The thing is, once you are done, you gotta go back back to that menu, and you gotta set all your filters back all over again. And it just takes way too long to jump from one combo to the next compared to them's fighting herds where you could just press a button and go to the next combo. This is a massive step down. There is a way to circumvent this, which is to download the combos before entering the trial. But even then, each combo is recorded against a specific opponent on a certain stage, so the game will always have to load all of that stuff as you jump from one challenge to the next. Not ideal, but a great first step regardless. The number one thing missing on this feature is playlists. You can make any combo you want, but there's no way to add it to a playlist of combos. So let's say, for example, you wanted to make a set of beginner level combos for Anji. There is no way for you to put them all into one group and share it as a set for people to practice. People could follow you as a creator and browse through all the combos you've made, but even then, you'd have the beginner combos mixed up with the intermediate and the advanced combos all on the same list. Playlists are definitely a must-have. You'd have a set of combos or set play, and you'd be able to browse between them with no loading screen, since all of them would use the same characters and the same stage. I actually ran into an example that would have benefited so much from this. Look at this set play example. You block slash and then you hit them with a low and tatami gaeshi. Why is this even a challenge? Why would anyone make this? It's the most basic thing ever. Well, when you pair this up with this set play challenge that I played earlier, where it also starts with a blocked close slash but then goes into overhead, you realize that from a close slash, Baiken can go for a low or an overhead. And these two, if they were put side by side, the comparison would be a lot more obvious. This is obviously just a basic example. There are many more layers you could add from here. But if I had to summarize what I'm looking for, I'd say just look at Rocket League. That's what I want. Organize challenges into playlists. Call them training packs. Some can be used as training, others are just things that you can use to show off. You can make a lot of fun content from this as well as educational. And Guilty Gear Strive is a big enough game in the fighting game space that it could definitely cause a shift in the industry. They already impacted the whole genre with the addition of rollback netcode. A Japanese developer implementing rollback successfully and having it be praised by players everywhere was something that did not go unnoticed. And this community combo maker is something that I would love to be noticed as well. Yes, there are things that this mode still needs to be the thing that we actually want, but this is a very good start. I can think of 1,000 games that would benefit from this. We started the video with Demon Slayer, and that's a great example. We still see a lot of Zenitsu players not taking full advantage of the character, and the reason why is because his most optimal combos are usually just shared on Twitter. There's no tool in game for players to learn and share that stuff. If they want to get better with Zenitsu, it's not enough to just practice. They have to leave the game and look up what people are doing with the character. So instead of having this absolutely pointless training mode that trains absolutely nothing, let's replace it with something that actually adds value. In 2D fighting games, the benefits are super obvious, but I think games like Dragon Ball FighterZ would actually benefit even more from something like this than a game like Guilty Gear Strive. And that's because FighterZ uses teams of 3. It's impossible for Arc System Works to make challenges that take into account all the possible team combinations that players use. But if you have a community building those resources and sharing them, then maybe I could find some new tech for my specific team by looking up combos or set play for them. Not to mention, it's an endless stream of content. Fighting games and arena fighters often have these fluff game modes that don't really add much overall value. I'm talking about some arcade modes, like the one in One's Justice 2, for example. I'm talking about the training mode in Demon Slayer, and I'm sure you can find other examples. Game modes that were added in a vain attempt to make the game look more content-rich, when in reality all those modes are is a series of battles that you could easily replicate in versus mode. If you build the tools for players to make and share combos, then you can simply step away from it and let the community create the content on its own. Heck, if you feel like it, you could even make a weekly or a monthly challenge that you created yourself, an official challenge from the developer, making the game feel a bit more alive. And as a player, even if you're not engaging with the community aspect of it, just as a way to challenge a friend to try something new, it can be an awesome tool for that. Ever since this feature got announced, Damascus said on Twitter that he'd make an Ino combo challenge for me, and I've been looking forward to that day. Ino is not a character that I'm really attracted to, but if Damascus is making a whole challenge just for me to try out the character, yeah, I'll give her a shot. I'm also working on an Anji challenge myself, so I'm not just the one getting something from this, because I know Damascus is just like me. He'd play a combo challenge all day. He doesn't even need to go into a match and make the combos happen. Just like me, he's more than happy to just sit down in a combo trial mode and just do combos all day. I'm sure fighting games will follow Strive's example on this. As for arena fighters, things happen a bit slower, unfortunately. Arena fighters definitely follow fighting game trends, but only recently have we started taking training modes for granted. And they're still missing a lot of training dummy options that we usually find in fighting games, so I believe arena fighters will get there as well, but it will be a while. Hopefully this video speeds up the process. I hope I was able to show the benefits of having such a mode in your game, and I'm sure it's also cost effective, because after you build the tools, the community is the one that builds the content content for free. But is this something you would like to see in Arena Fighters as well, or am I alone in this? That's okay, I just want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!